Gargoyle Nation is live again. Hey everyone. Second official live stream, and of course today so far, I don't even know if the mic can pick it up, but the kitten has decided to make himself known, so we might have a visitor during today's stream, which I know most people want to see the cats. So yay, that'll be a thing in today's stream. Hey guys, how is everyone's evening? Hi, Lost Toy Box. So glad you made it back. So I'll give it a few minutes for, you know, people to make their way in. Hi, Logan. Yeah. Yeah, he's currently playing with one of his springs, I believe. So I tried tuckering him out before the stream so that, you know, he'd be sleeping. But today, apparently, that's not a thing. He's just going to be like, no, I want to be the star today. So we'll see if he pops up. Ooh, more people popping in slowly. He's also a bit of a squeaker, so you might hear that too. So how's everyone's evenings? So, well, yes, evenings. I'm the early one, being mountain zone. How's everyone's evenings so far? Gonna let a few minutes roll, get some before I start that little bit of teensy news that I have. It's not much. His name is Kuma, because, you know, he kind of reminds me of a little black bear. You know, Kuma is Japanese for black bear, so although he does have a little bat signal, I call it, on his back. He's got this little white spot in the, kind of the shape of a bat, of the bat signal. So evening so far is great. I ran behind schedule getting ready for this live stream, but luckily I was able to get here in time. Me waking up today going, oh my goodness, live stream day, and I have no specific topics for today. It's just, we're gonna just be random in today's feed, in today's stream, whatever. We're just gonna, you guys just ask questions, chat, whatever, and I'll keep an eye on the chat and we'll just have a blast, whatever. We don't need to have specific topics. You know, we're just here to talk about the show and the comics and blah, blah, blah. Who's been picking up, actually, speaking of comics, and it's part of the news too, who's been picking up the Demona series so far? I'm sure so far everyone in the chat is, but yeah. I was going to say one of the reasons why I adopted him, but no, that was just fluke. It was funny when I went to go see him where he was being fostered. He was just laying down on the carpet, and I thought it was a sunspot hitting his back. And I was like, no, it's just a white patch of fur. So I always wanted a black cat. He's not completely black, but you know what? The white patch is cute. The white patch is adorable. Trying to get comfortable here. I was in such a rush, and it's just like, All right. We waited a few minutes. Everyone else, if they missed the news, they missed the news on them. See, Logan, I'm in your position of the, you know, I'm picking it up, but I'm waiting. To be honest, I still haven't even read through Quest. It was busy. I got the last issue really late, and then life, whatever, so I never got down to sitting down to read it, and then Demona started, and so therefore I can't even technically start Demona until I finish Quest. But even if I was caught up on Quest, it would be a thing of I'm not reading it until I have the entire series, because for one thing, okay, it looks like the comic shop, the distribution of the issues has caught up. Looks like the Diamond fiasco may not be an issue right now with getting issues out. But who knows if that's going to be the case. But also with me, unless it comes out like every week, I am literally going to forget what happened in the last issue. So I get everything and then read it all, and it's just easier for me to it's kind of like watching anything on like Netflix or Paramount or whatever. When they release an episode per week, it's like, first of all, guys, you are a streaming service, you literally don't need to do this. But if I need to wait a week, I am literally going to forget what happened in the last episode. So yeah. Have you seen the new-ish Goliath statues on Sideshow Collectibles? Are you talking about the... No, it wouldn't be Iron Studios. Would it be? Or is it the one... There's so many Goliath statues now. There's Mondo, there's Iron Studios, there's PCS, and then there's a few, I can't remember the company name, but there's at least one where he's breaking out of his stone skin, which, oh my God. When it comes to statues, that's the one I want. That is 100% the one I want. Ugh. Okay, so as I was going to get to the news, just quick thing. Issue number 3 for Demona. Couple of the covers that are being released. We got, you know, a couple variants, of course, just throwing up a couple of them. As you can see, one of them still hasn't been released, and I'm wondering what the holdup is there. But right now we have a release date of September 3rd. Yes, September 3rd for issue number 3. So fingers crossed that sticks. But the last day for comic shops to put in their order is Monday, August 11th. So this coming Monday. So if you haven't put in your orders yet, make sure you do. We want to make sure the numbers are up. We want to keep getting more, essentially. So there's that. And I did say I picked up my issues of Demona. And unfortunately, I'm a little sad because I usually at least order 2 per issue. And I'm missing one in number 1. I have to go deal with my comic shop. But I did pick up these 2 for number 2. I'm never used to the camera stuff. But yeah, these are my 2 for number 2. I'm missing 1 for number 1. But I will give kudos to my comic shop because... in case, for those who didn't watch it, I did do a video on Free Comic Book Day when I went hunting everywhere to go find Demona number 0, and my comic shop came through. So my usual comic shop, I said in the video, I think, that they didn't get the Demona comic. It's a couple months late, but they finally came through with it. So I have one of the best comic shops ever. So thank you to them for that. And in terms of releases, we also have, not everyone knows because obviously this isn't really geared for us. The Little Golden Book is coming out on the 12th. So Tuesday, this is coming out. Whether you have kids or not, I'm sure somebody has a sibling with kids or a friend who has kids. Whether you're an aunt, uncle, grandparent, whatever, just go buy a bunch of these. See, I still get these mixed up. Go pick these up. It's still supporting the franchise. It's still showing Disney that, you know, we care about, you know, this franchise. We want this to continue. It's a little thing. It's not for us. Heck, buy one and donate it to your local library. Buy one and donate it to the thrift store so some other kid can get, like, they're $6 American. You know, this is kind of pocket change for a lot of people. I know not everyone, but it's essentially pocket change. Just grab 1, 2, 10, 20, whatever, how many you can afford, and just give them to some kid and keep it for yourself. I have one pre-ordered. So hopefully it's I can get to my this time it's not a comic shop. I'm going to my no longer local bookstore. Unfortunately, I didn't want to buy it from an Indigo or Chapters, whatever the heck it's called now. One bookstore kept buying up others up here, but I didn't want to go to one of the big retailers. I looked for a local comic shop, and where I'm getting it used to be my local bookshop. It was literally it was a 2-minute drive. So I believe it's being published by Penguin Books. So if you don't want to pre-order it from, again, one of the big wigs like Barnes & Noble, whatever, I know Penguin has a list of where you can order it from. So you can even support your local bookshop and Gargoyles at the same time. It's great. And now I need to catch up on chats. I didn't realize how long I could just babble. Oh yes, the Iron one by PCS. Yeah, the that one is beautiful. Brankbang. That's the thing. They're all beautiful. I have yet to see any statue being made that isn't gorgeous. It's just I'm weird about buying them. First of all, like I've said it before and I'll say it 20 other times from now. I also grew up with Transformers, so I like being able to buy stuff that I can fiddle with in some way, even if it doesn't obviously transform. But I like to change their poses and all that stuff. I want to be able to have a little bit of fun with them because we all grew up, playing action figures with the stuff, our parents got us. So a statue, gorgeous as heck. For me, I have to absolutely love it in order to get it. And so far, but also these were at a very affordable price point. The only statues I have are from Assassin's Creed. And I'm talking, they were around we're talking many, 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 many years ago. Because this was like Assassin's Creed 2, 3, that era of games. So we're talking around no more than $80. So they were a lot more affordable. $200 to drop on a statue is just a little out of my price range. That's the only shame of it. If I win the lottery, I will buy them all up 100%. But as it stands right now, Iron Studios, PCS, Mondo, y'all want to send me a free copy? I will be happy to review it for you. Just a heads up. Thanks for doing this, Desi. Appreciate your country. Oh, thank you, Drew. That's very sweet of you. I'll buy it and read it to my cat. See, Lost Toy Box? That's what we do here. We will buy the stuff and we will read it to our cats, our dogs, our plants. I don't care. Just buy it and support. Yeah, Logan, good point. Curious to see how the Little Golden Book addresses the Wyvern Massacre, if at all. So obviously, if you pick up any of the Little Golden Books from our youth, because they did Bambi and all that stuff where it was, oh yeah, I think they shied away from it still, but they kind of still addressed it, I believe. All my Little Golden Books are still at my mother's house in Ontario, and like an idiot, I forgot to look for them while I was out in Ontario last month. So can't confirm or anything of how they handle stuff like that, but I have a feeling there's going to be just a very kiddie explanation of the massacre, because I think we can all agree half the stuff that they did in the show in the 90s would not play out today. We all know that. We grew up in a different era. And the thing is, again, if you watch the show, it's like, what's so bad about showing what they did on the show to kids now? Like, they can handle it. Kids aren't idiots. Okay, I think we've learned that over the years. Kids are not stupid. They're very aware. You can make it easier to deliver certain news to them. That's fine. Certain things they can't understand because just how their brains are so young. But otherwise, you say, Pop Pop died. They're gonna get it. They're not dumb. Just, yeah. My clan was gone and we were put under a spell, jump to 94. See, like, it could be as simple as that. Like, or I don't even know. See, that's the thing. My clan was destroyed. Because that was the other thing. They got around the whole killing of a clan by saying they were destroyed and they were in stone. Like, no one actually... We know they die, but no one was killed. You know what I mean? They were stone statues. So that's how they kind of got around that at that time. But again, as kids, we all understood they're gone. The clan is gone. So we'll see how the wording is. Again, we will find out on Tuesday. I'm very, very excited. I will probably get to my bookstore as soon as possible. Doors open. No, I don't care that I'm late for other things. Oh, thank you, Gargoyle Guardian Drew. Thank you. And also thank you for also testing out my tip thing. Last week it wasn't working for some reason. I finangled with this thing, and I'm glad to know it works. So thank you so much for that. So yay. All good things so far in this live stream. Yay. That reminds me, I need to... Sean, of all people, how dare... just FYI, Sean, I've known, mostly online since my first gathering, because I joined the S8 chat and all that stuff back then when it was, the live chat was still a thing. And so I know that name, and shame. Yes, it worked. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. I like knowing that's the thing. When you go live, there's certain things you can't test out, and unfortunately the notification wasn't a thing I could really check. So now we know. Huzzah. We have confirmation. Yay. Heck, just getting, like, right now you guys can't see my screen, but because I put up the golden picture and whatever, and now I have like a green box on my screen, and it is annoying the heck out of me. I can't do anything about it. Oh, and I forgot to say this in the last live stream because I was just a ball of nerves. So I've mentioned it before in a couple videos, maybe. I don't even remember half my videos. That I kind of live in a Gargoyles desert. There's nothing being sold where I live. But out in Ontario, smorgasbord, there is too much. If I bought everything I found, I would need a second suitcase to bring it back. But I did get slightly lucky. I found something small that I could at least fit on my carry-on. I'm going to show how it was packaged and given to me, but I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out what's in the bag. It is a crap ton of Pogs. I haven't even gone through all of them yet, but yeah, this is one of the things that I never collected I collected Pogs as a kid, but I think I have like one or two from when I was a kid, whatever. But it was just, we got the random packs more than specific. And also because I grew up in a Gargoyles desert when I grew up, whatever the case was, I don't remember seeing Gargoyles Pogs specifically, so they weren't collected. So now I am finally adding to my collection, because I will forever grow this collection until I have no more space. I don't care if I have a good chunk of my collection still in a bin, just off to the side here. It's still in a bin. I'm figuring out space. I can unpack for the rest of my life. I will never be done unpacking. I've been putting in some extra hours at work, so my brain is mush. Was only supposed to go in for 3 hours, left just before I hit 5 hours. Yeah, that's the problem with some of these jobs, right? I'm only supposed to work so many hours, blah, 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 and they... Yeah, see? Pogs. I have one friend, because she's also in the Transformers community, and we just, as you collect, some people, when they sell off their collections, it's just a bin of stuff, and they're kind of like, I don't know what's in the bin, but here's just a thing. And it'll just be a whole collection of stuff, and sometimes it'll be other franchise stuff. And in one of her big bin buys, was like one single Gargoyle Pog, and it just happened to be Brooklyn, and she's like, here you go, happy birthday, as a joke. But it was a couple years ago. But just like one of the conventions we were meeting at, she's like, here you go, because she knows I'm a nerd for Gargoyles. But yeah, it was just one random Brooklyn Pog. Oh my god, Brackmang, oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, that's very generous. Thank you so much. also because I really like seeing that thing work. It's double happiness for me. Thank you. Yeah, I got a bunch of slammers, Drew. Two words I haven't used in decades. Pog slammers. Yeah, I know. Here, let me grab out the slammers. Obviously, the paint's a little dull on a lot of them, but you know what? I'm not gonna. Again, we're talking 30 years old, so they're still in really good condition for what they are. I see a bunch of them on eBay all the time for like $1, $2, depending on who's selling it and like which country it's coming from. So I'm always tempted to buy, some more myself, but I figured this was a good, for this entire bag, like this whole bag, and it's guaranteed over 100. I paid $15, so I wasn't gonna say no to that. And the Pogs themselves are like, I only grabbed a handful out of them, but these were like well-loved, Pogs. So, and a lot of them are in really good condition. I'm trying to get the light to, I managed to get 2 in a row the same. Trying to shine the light on them so you can see if they're like dents and stuff, and practically all of them are. There's one floating here. Yeah, see, like, a really good condition for, being a 30-year-old thing. So if I can find them brand new in package, which funny enough, yes, I do have 2 packs upstairs, which I keep forgetting to add to my collection. But yes, brand spanking new. So Sean, you know what? You should just go talk to my doppelganger. Go see if it's actually me. I don't know. Yes. Pogs themselves, I had a fascination with skulls and snakes as a kid. Probably the only girl at that age who was. I don't know. But I did manage to find, when I was moving out here to Calgary, my old Pog collection, and now they're buried in the garage. But yeah, a lot of, and they're cool. They just look cool, the designs. It doesn't matter which franchise you bought it for, or if it was just, random skulls or cars or whatever. The artwork was cool for what it, again, these are like, what, it costs them like a penny to make these? Whatever, so yeah. How dare you, Sean? How do you not collect Pogs? Or milk caps, depending on who was making them. Because, yeah, Pogs were Pogs, and then there was milk caps. There's a whole video. I did a whole video on this. I don't remember much from it, but I remember there was that difference. Whoops, sorry, Drew. Did I make you spend money? I mean, I'm not against making people spend money to support this. Well, especially if it's new. I will happily push people to buy stuff if it's new. If it's old, it's because you love the show. So, and it also depends on where, like, everyone lives. I was out in Ontario, and literally I was driving back from TFCon back to my mother's house, and the house was along the way. So I'm like, why not stop and buy them? What the heck? True, Sean, you are, I think you've got a couple of years on me, so maybe you didn't realize they were a thing in the 90s. I'll need that donation back now. I got Pogs to order. I'm sorry, I lost the refund button, Drew. My bad. The upside about Pogs is they are stupidly cheap. Literally, especially for you Americans, if you manage to find a Canadian seller, literally, I've seen them for 50 cents. No word of. There is one person, I can't remember if it's on eBay or Facebook or what. They are selling 2 sealed packs of Gargoyles Pogs, and they want like $50. I don't know if there's something in the water where they live, because I also can't remember if they're a seller in Calgary or Ontario. I'm hoping there's something in the water there for them to charge that much, but honestly, eBay, probably 50 cents. No word of a lie. It's the shipping that'll probably get you, like any other case when it comes to eBay. $10 worth of Pogs is gonna be like 20, 30, depending on the seller, and then an extra like $5 for shipping. It's all cheap. This is literally one of the cheapest things on the market, gargoyles wise. Unfortunately, but luckily I have a table here so they didn't drop very far because I dropped them. I'm trying to think what other things I've bought from like eBay and stuff. Well, no, I actually avoid eBay as much as possible. The trading cards that I have here were from Fan Expo Toronto years ago, and it was a guy just clearing them out. So I think it was like $5 a box. And that's where I've been for my patrons, whoever signs up at the hatchling level. It's literally from my own collection that I am taking cards and sending them out. Because, yeah, that guy was just clearing them out. And he gave a discount on the more you bought. So, and the only part that sucked was the show that I bought them from. I was helping out a friend at a booth. And the guy's table was like 2 aisles down. So anytime it got a little bit quiet, I ran over to the guy's table, bought more boxes, and went back. Every couple hours. Over a span of 4 days, I did this. I got a lot of boxes. No, actually, I didn't get that many. I think only 6. Because I was trying not to hoard. I was trying not to be greedy because it was a thing of, look, there are other Gargoyles fans. I don't want to be that person that buys somebody out. And meanwhile, there's somebody else looking for gargoyle stuff. And here's that one table that had gargoyle stuff. And now there's nothing. Like, I didn't want to be that person. It is really easy to clear out a shelf when you want something. But I didn't want to essentially give off the impression that I was a scalper. This was for my collection. I just wanted to make sure that I got every single card, you know, in the series. That was it. I was able to get the full set of standard Pogs. Just have to grab the slammers now, but I'll get, oh, lost toy box, lucky. Yeah, obviously I still have to go through all of these because, yeah, there's quite a bit. I don't even know how many are in the collection. So I'm hoping I have at least most of it by this point. What's the most random or oddest piece of Gargoyles merch that you've come across? That's the thing. Everyone's definition of odd or random is kind of, some people will find it odd, some people find it random, others are like, no, that's, I mean, technically, my lunchbox and Goliath mug and Brooklyn mug there are technically odd. I do have a little Gargoyles bowl. I'm trying to think what else I have that's kind of like a little bit odd. Stickers are run-of-the-mill. Yeah, I think the breakfast stuff. Yeah, I have the bowl. I really got to crack open that bin to see what the heck's in there. But yeah, probably the cups and the... See, that's the thing. For me, it was, oh, you know, Disney put made Gargoyles merch on this piece of thing. Big bloody surprise. Like I've said before, it's when Disney has a show that is popular, they are going to merchandise the heck out of it because they're trying to make as much money as possible off of it. So if you search eBay, you're going to see pencils, pencil cases, party hats. I'm sure there were erasers. There's the little window stickies where hopefully people remember these, where it was the suction cup and a little bit of like fishing wire and then the character hanging off it. There's those, which those ones I am trying to get my hands on. Those are the ones that are hard to get. Literally, it was a thing of, because it also was the 90s, to steal a line from Spaceballs, merchandising. It's what they do. So nothing's really odd. I have a couple folders with gargoyles on them. I know I have some of the trading cards somewhere. I think my parents' place down in California. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, see, when it comes to collecting, Sean has many people beat. Somehow he keeps finding Gargoyle Cell artwork. I haven't even been able to find the artwork. Never mind, not. It would be nice to be able to find it and then say, oh, I can't purchase it because it's out of my price range. I can't even find it. So if anything, I'm just gonna fly over to the States and break into Sean's place and take his. I think that might be the easiest way to get to get them in my collection. If someone knows a better way, please let me know. 9 to 78. The slammers are 1 to 8, but the slammers each come in multiple colors. Yeah, they do. See, where did my... Because I know I have at least... Yeah, see? We have... Oh, they're actually all... No, that's Bronx and Broadway. I can't read today. But yeah, so... There's the Brooklyn one, 2 different colors, and the Stone Warriors, 2 different colors, so... So 1, 2... At least I have 4 slammers. Always wondered what was all on your shelf right behind you where we can't see. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Am I going? Yes, okay. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. But yeah, not a heck of a lot that you can't see. I've got the newer game, which I have yet to play. Trying to find time to do that is... But yeah, a couple more card sets that I managed to buy. I'd go from the other side. And then... just a couple more... There we go. Some more of the applause figures. These, most of them, they're, one of these days I will manage to do a video without shaking the desk. One of these days. There's a woman in the fandom, Christine Morgan. She's one of the bigger names. She's gone on to great success due to essentially the fandom helping her hone her skill. She was selling off a bunch of gargoyle stuff, and I'm like, oh, I need the tiny applause figures. Yes, and that big white thing, honestly, I don't know why I have it so low on the shelf. It is a copy of the script of Future Tense, and throughout my going to conventions, I have managed to get Greg Weisman, Bob Skier, and Marty Eisenberg to sign it. That one's my pride and joy. Bob was at a convention, he was selling scripts, so he was the first one to sign it. Like, I squealed when I saw that thing. It was just amazing. Oh, Burger King toys. Actually, speaking of Burger King toys. He's a little filthy, needs to be cleaned up. But that's one of the Burger King ones, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, Burger King. I believe he changes color, if I remember correctly. I don't know if he still does anymore. But yeah. I do have another 1 or 2 Burger King toys. Where they went, I have no clue. Oh yeah, I forgot that shelf you can't really see either. But yeah, it's just Brooklyn's motorcycle and Gargoyles the movie with the game attached to it. I've fallen behind on the chat because again, I ramble. Yeah, a lot of stuff from our childhood shows are put up on auction, and that's the thing. It's either put up on auction because people are trying to get rid of it, or just people are trying to make money off of it. It's just, it is. Hey, if people want to sell their childhood, by all means. I just don't want to spend too much on acquiring my childhood. Yeah, see, it's always eBay, and that's the thing. Like, the biggest part that stops me from buying off eBay, and I've said this before, and I will keep saying it, majority of the sellers, just like probably majority of my viewers, you guys are from the States, and dealing with shipping is not cheap to get it over the border, so essentially I just avoid eBay for a lot of it. I have one gargoyle cell. It's Goliath fighting Werefox with Elisa pointing her gun in the background. Oh my god. Next weekend, where are they? Lost Toy Box, where are Greg and Keith going to be next weekend, and oh my god, can I afford to go? Oh, but that sounds like a beautiful sell. Don't shake the desk challenge starting now. I'm going to fail in 5 seconds. Why are you doing this to me? No. It's not going to work. I want to see Sean, I'd prefer the one of Elisa as the rare no car one's great. I'd prefer Elisa as a gargoyle. No problem. Like I know I'm right smack dab in the middle, but yeah, that's the whole point of this, right? It's so you guys can actually, find out the little things like that of what's behind me and what's on the top shelf and blah, blah, blah. Okay, everyone raid Sean's house. He's got a copy of the art Bible for season 1. Like, what? See, Drew, I don't even have a cell collection. I got nothing of that sort. Mostly because of price. It's a thing of... Because my brain also goes, where the heck are you going to put it up? Or when are you going to put it up? I have so much artwork already that I just haven't put up. It sits in a box. So at the same time, it was, don't buy this thing because you're never going to actually see it again. You will put it in a box for safekeeping because you don't want any damage to come to it, and you'll never see it again. Fan Expo Chicago. Chicago is technically right there. It's like a 3-hour flight, but... The problem is it's always hotels. The flights are... Heck, I could take a train if I wanted to. It's not difficult to get to Chicago, nor is it really that expensive. It's the hotel rooms are what always get you. I remember for Convergence, I think my flight was... It's like $300, give or take. And that wasn't even, granted, it wasn't round trip, because what I did was I flew out to Toronto, part of the layover, and then flew the rest of the way to Minnesota. But then instead of flying back to Calgary, I just flew back to Toronto because I was going to, again, stay with family. So it's on the cheaper side. But it was the hotel room. That was the most expensive bit, because I think it was... Yeah, it was $200 a night. Oh, I would love to do more cons, but either there needs to be laws put in place that hotels can't jack up their prices every time there's an event, or somebody send me $1 million, one or the other. Whichever one's easier. No, it's be nice if my local conventions were a little bit better, but again, Calgary just seems to drop the ball a lot. I mean, granted, we had a couple of big names at our last Calgary last one or the one before that. No, it was last year. We had a couple really big names, but at the same time, it's like you charge too much at the door for such a tiny convention, in a sense. When I say tiny, I don't mean like it fits in a box type thing. It's just, I've been to Fan Expo Toronto, and Calgary doesn't compare type thing. See, and yeah, it's the price jacking, and this is why I think 2 times, I went to WonderCon. Thank you to the city of Anaheim, and I'm betting they probably did this more because they have a Disney park in Anaheim versus, oh, we have WonderCon. But in Anaheim, it is a bylaw, at least, because laws are, we're not going to get into that boring stuff, but hotels cannot raise their rates just because something is in town. So for WonderCon, I think I was getting hotel rooms for $95 a night. It's still, it still hurts, obviously, because over 4 or 5 days, yeah, it adds up. But it makes it a lot easier to go, oh, if I can only do 2 nights, I'm only looking at, $200 versus, 600, that sort of thing. But yeah, that way if people are in town longer, they spend more money in your town, therefore your town gets more money. It's funny how all that works. I know it's not personal, but I like to think that hotels don't want me attending Texas Frightmare weekends. Yeah, no, it's personal. Nah, it's so many cons I would like to do, and travel-wise, it's feasible. And then, yeah, it's the hotel rates that kill you. So it's either hopefully I have a friend who lives nearby who happens to be going, or sleep under a bridge. My brother had to pay extra for parking at his hotel while attending C2E2. Oh, see, and that's the other thing. You guys are already charging $200, $300, $400 a night to use the hotel, and on top of that, you're going to charge for parking. Why is that not included in the hotel? What? Oh my God, 40 a night? Oh, that's insane. Oh my God. See, that's the thing. If you are lucky enough to drive to a con, whether you're renting the car or you live in the area, oh, you want to park at our hotel? It's an extra. So, like, oh, it's aggravating. It makes it so much harder just to do anything. And yeah. And unfortunately, we're going to see more and more of this. Not just hotels, but everything just trying to tack on a price for literally anything. It's going to make a lot of things a lot. We've seen, if anyone has flown recently, you've probably seen the extra charge to now bring carry-on onto the plane, with their excuse being, well, there's no room in the overheads. Well, why isn't anyone checking the size of the overheads? I'm seeing suitcases come onto the plane that are half the size of my checked luggage. You know, if you actually did that, you know, oh, by the way, if you don't want a middle seat, you have to pay extra. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that, and capitalism for the win. Oh my goodness. Wow, we've already been doing this for like 42 minutes. Guys, this is amazing. I don't know, shall we do this for at least another hour? I'm thinking yes, because I am having a blast with you guys. But yeah. It's a shame I don't have more news to talk about, because yeah, I haven't read the Demona comics. Yeah, I was slow for news for Gargoyles this week, unfortunately, because now SDCC was done. 4 more. I don't know if I have that kind of stamina, Drew. Like, and plus, I gotta eventually eat dinner. I'm sure although depending on which time zone you're in, you've either already eaten dinner, or you're about to eat dinner, or you're an hour behind me. One or the other. Time glides, yeah. Time glides. That's a good way to put it. But yeah, I think yeah, let's aim for another hour. I'm good with another hour. I am good with that. So what else? Yeah, I didn't really, I was trying to think of it was technically last week was easier to do topic wise, just because there was so much news and we could ramble on about all of that. See, 7:43, dinner has been eaten. So now I know your Central Time. Yeah, and that's the other part of dinner. But yeah, so as much as I would love to go for 4 hours, my voice can keep up. Food must be consumed eventually. I don't know, maybe once the channel gets maybe a little bit bigger, we'll do a marathon live stream or something. Not one of those like 24-hour ones, because that's cray cray. And sleep is required. But yeah, I don't see why eventually one day, like, marathon live stream or something like that. Heck, maybe even one of these days I can do a live stream from from like maybe a convention I attend or something. We're talking way, 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 way into the future. I'm still an itty bitty channel. Marathon live stream, City of Stone watch along. I would love to do something where I have, you know, the show on in the background or playing video games in the background. My biggest fear is not specifically YouTube doing it, but more Disney. They are quite litigious, unfortunately. Worst thing to happen is essentially because the audio would be picked up or anything like that, and I get shut down. Because those are things I would love to do. Just, you know, have an episode on in the background, watch it with you guys live, and just chat about what's happening and everything. But that's might be easier on Twitch to do that. I don't know, I've never used Twitch, so if anyone knows better than I do, please, by all means. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's not so much YouTube and Twitch that would bring you down. It's the companies, you know, what they own taking you down. That's the problem. I'm bummed NECA doesn't seem to be in the Gargoyles game anymore. I was really, really enjoying collecting that line. I know, Drew. Ugh. Like I just put up the Hudson review, and knowing currently right now that we're never going to get his caped wings, we're never going to get Angela's caped wings, we're never going to get the updated Thailog. Like, although why they couldn't give us a Thailog when they were announcing like Macbeth and Coldstone and Gabriel, that one's kind of weird because we all want Thailog with his armor. And I don't know how easy, like I know a lot of people, they were buying other figures or even making their own armor for him and sticking them on, but I don't know how easy it is to essentially take him apart and add that stuff. See, I told you I'd shake the camera again. I lost. What did I make it, like 20 minutes? So I'm really hoping, and I've said this before, I'm really hoping that it's NECA right now is just, you know, laying low with everything. I know they're owed money with the whole Diamond BS that happened, because I also know Dynamite is owed a lot of money, and they were just recently told they can't get their money faster or something like that. Something happened there in the courts. So it's a thing of they could just be biding their time until they get the money required to do whatever they need to do, or, you know, they're using other lines essentially to fund more for Gargoyle. No one knows what's going on. Nothing is going to be said, and no company really, unless they don't want to do it anymore, no company is actually going to announce, hey, yeah, we're done with this. Especially, again, since it's not just like a unpainted model of Macbeth and Coldstone and all that. They were essentially like, here's what they're going to look like. They were probably just one step behind production. So they could just be staying quiet right now. And once everything is done with Diamond, and hopefully soon, but knowing how this stuff happens, it could take years because lawyers and courts and all that stuff. So it could be another few years. I will always hold out hope that somewhere down the line, we are at least going to give us an accessory pack with the wings. Like, can we at least finish the caped wing line? Do I want a Macbeth? Yes. Do I want a Coldstone? Yes. Do I want a Gabriel? Neither here nor there. Gabriel wasn't one of my must-have characters. I'd rather a Griff than a Gabriel. But, heck, I'd rather a Fox. But it's... Consider it done for now, 100%. Like, don't be hoping that NECA's going to come back, or hope that NECA's going to come back, but don't expect it to. That sort of thing. I'm hoping like in 5 years it'll be like, hey, yeah, here's this thing. Otherwise, honestly, there are so many talented people in this fandom that I wouldn't be surprised. Granted, it's going to be a different plastic, so as long as you're not picky, you know, it could work out that way. So many people are talented in knowing how to work, you know, the 3D printers and making those files and everything. Guaranteed there's somebody who would be able to print out a set of wings. How the detail would be done, I don't know. When it comes to 3D printing, I know nothing. But as I stated in my Hudson video, there is a guy who 3D printed a recliner and a TV for Hudson, and it looks great. This is where the fandom should come together and be like, hey, yeah, somebody's printing out wings. Somebody's printing out accessories. Just something. I don't know. I think part of the NECA thing stems from it's the diamond fiasco. It's diamond. Use boiling water, pops right off. Oh, I use DC Etrigan figure and a yeah. Somebody used oh man, I wish I could remember which figure they used, but the armor was pretty close to Theolog. So much time is going to pass that NECA will return with future tense character design. See, that's the thing. Although it would have been nice if they had just added Brooklyn's future tense accessories to Brooklyn and then just sculpted a head for his future tense. See, that's the other thing. The NECA line may have gotten weak due to how NECA was doing things. Because, yeah, their excuse for not including the caped wings was, you know, packaging, and that would have made things more expensive and blah, blah, blah. They were trying to keep it to a certain price point. But then you look at the prices of everything, and, you know, Xanatos and Elisa weren't that much cheaper from Goliath, you know, and you have a huge size difference there. And why wasn't, you know, a set of wings included with Lex? I have a feeling, like, this is just my perception. But I have an inkling that Lex isn't one of the fan favorites. Fantastic character. I love Lex. But more than likely, he may have been weaker in the sales type thing. So if you know that Lex is going to be, you know, not one that's going to be bought a lot, okay, well, Broadway needs caped wings. Now, instead of giving us 2 Broadways, which I hate that they did that, give Broadway his trench coat in the Broadway release and put Broadway's caped wings with Lex. Why they thought it was better to make 2 Broadways, I don't get. You know, I know they make a lot of businesses, actually all their business decisions are based on how much money can we make, but the packaging, I don't know what they were thinking with that, because they could have done a heck of a lot better. 3 Dynamite trades supposed to come out this month and next month, but here Manhattan Volume 2 is late or in limbo. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to chalk that up to Diamond, Matt. Honestly, if there is a delay in a comic or something, it's Diamond, 100%. There was, actually specifically, there's the Mega Man comics are currently coming out. They're doing one-shots, which, cool. And I figured, hey, this is my way to kind of get back into the Mega Man fandom. I haven't touched that fandom since I was a kid. But Mega Man 2 was like my favorite video game. Anyway, so they're releasing the Mega Man comics, and one of the writers was at TFCon in Toronto. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to order this one and get the guy to sign it. Like, how often does, like, this is a Transformers convention and a Mega Man, you know, writer is there sort of thing. Like, how often does that happen? So yeah, I ordered Mega Man, and it was supposed to come out end of June. Okay, end of June. Then it got delayed, and it was supposed to come out right around the time I was flying out to go to Ontario. It's like, it's cutting it close. Of course, I left before it got released. And then it was supposed to be released mid-July. It got released last week. Like, that's how much of a delay there was for this one issue. And I'm betting the other ones were delayed too, but it's just a month delay. And we kind of saw that with Demona too. So if there's a delay right now, just kind of blame it on Diamond and be patient. That's really all we can do, is just be patient. Eventually they will be released. Like I said, Demona number 3 is slated for September 3rd. Fingers crossed that doesn't get messed up. But yeah, it's unfortunately Diamond. I think Dynamite fixed most of their issues, so everything should be okay. It's just the other comic companies that they might be dealing with some stuff. I don't know with everyone. Dynamite, I know more, obviously because of Gargoyles, but yeah. Can't find Elisa anywhere. Don't want to pay that much for her though. Yeah, that's she's popping up in some stores in the States. I think it's like Backstock or something. I know Lex has for sure. Elisa has been hit or miss. So it's essentially keep an eye on like Targets and Walmarts and stuff like that. That's, I don't live in the States, so I don't know where they're all popping up, but it seems there's some backstock that's making its way back out. So fingers crossed you can find an Elisa for at least decent price. Yeah. Yeah, I just bought the Silver Falcon instead of the regular. Had I known the Silver Falcon one was coming out, I probably wouldn't have bought the regular one, but at the same time, I need the regular one because he has the open wings. Do you see what nonsense this was on their part? Like, I cannot... Ugh. I hate that they did it. If your hotel for your con is too expensive, I'm blaming Diamond for that as well. We are going to start a thanks Diamond trend. I remember back in the day, it was essentially if anything went wrong, it was a thanks Obama. We're going to make this non-political. Thanks Diamond. We're going to get that trend going now. Hashtag thanks Diamond. Anything goes wrong, it's Diamond's fault now. I've deemed it so. It's what we're doing. The standard wings NECA was doing just didn't make sense anyway. They just look odd in that position unless you're going to have them dangling from your ceiling in a gliding position. And even that looks odd because you can't get the heads in the right position thanks to their hair. Yeah. Honestly, I was so excited when word came out that Gargoyles figures were being made. This was what, back 2020? So excited. Like, oh my God, we're getting Gargoyles figures for the first time in nearly 30 years. What do you mean NECA is doing them? I was so mad, honestly. I know I have only one bad experience with NECA, but that was enough for me to go no. Because I knew wings were going to be a thing. And I remember the wings from my flying machine from Assassin's Creed. That thing is still on Ontario because I don't know how to move it out here without it breaking. Like, I'm really, it's hanging from my ceiling in my room, in my old room, in my mother's house. And it will probably, you know, stay there forever because those wings are fragile AF. And it's the same with the Gargoyles figures. And it aggravates me. It completely aggravates me. I don't mind open wings being a thing because at least, sure, they can't be gliding, but they can be angry. You know, you can pose them angry, you know, open wings. That looks kind of cool. But yeah, you can't, Lost Toy Box, you can't put them in a gliding position because depending on the figure, the hair is too stiff and their heads can't tilt back far enough for it. So you can't do that. the caped wings, great, beautiful, we only have a handful of them. Why couldn't they just give us relaxed wings? Or, again, pack them with one set of wings. Okay, that's fine. If you want to do the whole packaging would get more expensive and then the figure would get more expensive, blah, whatever BS line you want to give us. You want to pack them with one set of wings, that's fine. Then do an accessory pack. I don't even care if it's for each character, but a full accessory pack of 2 sets of wings, a whole bunch of extra accessories, this, that, and whatever. It's concerning that, and I wish I could remember the company that makes them. But the little wrestling figures that they have for WWE and AEW and whatever other wrestling company there is, because I'm pretty sure they're all under WWE. But anyway, yeah, you have the little wrestler, and they probably come with a few accessories because that's what they do. And then they went and made accessory packs. So they come with like a ladder and a baseball bat and barbed wire and whatever heck else that they use in wrestling to do damage to their opponents. If you check on my social media, the ladder that my Goliath is sitting on is from one of those wrestling packs. Why do I have to go to a completely different franchise to get something as simple as that? Granted, not everyone wants a ladder for a Goliath to sit on, and that's fine. But it's that sort of thing of why couldn't we just get accessory packages with everything we could want? Ugh. Yes, as you could tell, I'm a little very passionate about that. For weapons, before I knew we were doing this, I'll catch up after. Have a good rest of the stream. Oh, bye, Logan. Thanks for sticking around. Tickets for weapons. Is that a movie? I don't pay attention to movies or stuff. I just focus on other stuff. Yes, a movie. Okay, good. See, hashtag thanks, Diamond. We're gonna get this going. The wings just feel so brittle. I'm scared to look at them raw. See, that's the Hi, Kyojo. Welcome back. I miss going to Target and seeing the figures. Now it's just a graveyard. If it makes you feel better, Narib, Canada doesn't have Target anymore. They came up here and left. They were here for like 5 seconds. But yeah, I mention it every time I review one of the figures. I hate how brittle those wings are. And the fact that my Assassin's Creed flying machine from 2007? Give or take. It's somewhere back there. The wings are the exact same brittleness for the gargoyles in all those years, nearly 20 years, and they never updated how to make the wings. Like, what the heck? Why I don't like NECA. And this is why my fingers are so crossed so hard for Mondo. I want them to blow this out of the water. I know they're going to cost an arm and a leg for those figures. But Bronx is an accessory. Okay, Bronx comes with Goliath. It's not a separate figure. Which, yay and nay in that sense. Try not to shake the desk. That one's kind of, yay, he's an accessory, boo, he's an accessory, whatever. But can you imagine how essentially big that package is going to be? Goliath comes with 2 sets of wings, I believe. He comes with Bronx. It's going to cost an arm and a leg, but if the figure quality is there, if the wings don't feel like they're going to shatter if you look at them wrong, then it's kind of worth the price point. I don't have anything by Mondo, because again, price point, but their stuff looks gorgeous, so I am hoping at least to see their stuff in person. Guaranteed I'm not going to be able to ever have one in hand to review it properly, but at least if I can see one in person and go, yeah, this is worth the, $300. Yes, Bronx is the dog, Kojo. Or is it? Yeah, it's Kojo, right? Or Kyojo? I kind of like Kyojo better. Sorry. I know I shouldn't be telling you how to pronounce your screen name, but KO Joe just seems to flow a little better to me. But yeah. Yeah. So on the one hand, I'm upset that NECA has stopped, and on the other hand, I'm kind of glad. I would rather another company who will do a better job, and maybe again, I'm hoping Mondo looked and went, wow, people were mad about this and did a much better job type thing. Mondo is making MOTU in 1/12 soon. Maybe we can get toon-style gargoyles from them in a smaller scale along with the 1/6 scale at some point in the future. That's the thing. As one way to tell a company that you love their stuff is to buy their stuff. So if they're making gargoyles, the one way to tell them we love the gargoyle stuff that they're making is to drop money on the scale that they're making. I know that's not feasible for a lot of people. $200-300, possibly $400 for these works of art is not feasible for a lot of people. But here's hoping that, you know, enough people buy it, so, you know, at the same time people can also go, love this, want to buy it, but can you make a smaller, more affordable option? Who knows? Bronx main accessory is so wild. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. Will likely be my first Mondo purchase. Saving up now. Yeah, see? At least, literally, it is a figure now that we don't have to buy separately. I love Bronx, but it's kind of awesome that it's, you know, essentially another $200-300 that you don't have to drop on another character. Maybe this is the thing that they're going to do. They're going to pair up a big character with a smaller one. So we could probably, this could just be because Bronx is going to be whatever, but they possibly didn't see it as a whole separate character. So it's like, look, we're going to include him as an accessory. But if they're going to do a big character with a smaller character, we could get a Broadway and a Lex sort of thing. Fingers, of course, that would probably cost a heck of a lot more money, but it's a wait and see. We didn't even have a figure at SDCC to see. We just saw pictures. So Mondo is taking its time. I'm impatient, but at the same time, I'm just going to sit and wait because Mondo so far has not disappointed. Wolfpack figures would have been sick too. Thought that's where NECA was going next. It would have been nice had they at the very least, like the pack would have been awesome. Of course, that would have been 4 figures. Going by the way they were packaging stuff, they weren't going to give us a 4-pack. The closest we got was a 2-pack of Gargoyles Demona. Thank you for re-releasing a thing again that everybody had. Oh, but extra faces. You could have just given us extra faces. For like, NECA made a lot of mistakes. But at least, like, could you have given us a fox? At the very least? Where was, like, we didn't need a 2-pack of Gargoyles Demona. Give us fox. I want to know who was in charge of these decisions at NECA. I really want to have a talk with them. Where was I? The NECA stuff was good enough, but I'm really excited that someone's doing toon style instead. I might have to be selective on purchases, but that's what I really want. And I have said, like, the NECA style, great. What PCS is doing, beautiful. Iron Studios, beautiful. But I am leaning hard towards Mondo because it is the animation style. It is that cartoon style, and that's what I love. I cannot recall the name of the company that did it, but they did do their own Goliath with the light up eyes and everything, and it was cartoon style. Just it wasn't cheap or anything, so I didn't buy it. But even that one, although the scale was a little bit off on certain things, but it was cartoon style, and it just made me love it that much more because it's like, oh, it's a direct thing from the cartoon. I'm all for people putting their artistic style and stuff. That is fine. But somewhere every now and then, can you give me something that looks like it was kind of taken out of the like taken through the screen and made real, that sort of thing. That will almost guarantee me slapping down my wallet or my card to be like, yes, just give me 100%. Price is still a thing, but I am more likely to spend money I don't have if it is, you know, if it makes the heart go, oh. I only have 2 Mondo figures. One had an issue. They replaced it and gave me a $50 coupon to use on anything. I have no complaints with them. That is some damn good customer service if I ever heard. Holy crud. Like, every company should be like, oh, we messed up. Here's a replacement. You know, send the broken one back free of charge. Every company should be doing that at the very least. But the fact they're like, yeah, here's an extra here's $50 to spend the next time. Like, what? That's amazing. That is awesome. So again, more points to Mondo. Yeah, where is Fox? Thanks, Diamond. See, we're gonna do this. Each member would come with a limb of Coyote version 3. Oh, I both love and hate the build a figure things. Transformers has been doing it for God's know how long. When they reissued the Beast Wars figures as the, what was it, the 10th anniversary or something like that, each figure came with a limb for Transmutate. And it bothered me because if you missed one release, you didn't get that limb. So as much as I love coming with a limb for Coyote, just give me a Coyote. Just give me, make them more expensive. That's fine. Just give me a Coyote. I don't want to be collecting limbs because, again, it's that whole thing of, if I don't want this character, I still need to buy it because it's going to come with this limb. Don't like that. I don't like being forced to buy a figure. That's why with NECA having done this thing, oh, you want Broadway's caped wings? You're going to have to buy 2 of him now. You want the Phoenix Gate? Now you have to buy the Goliath and Demona 2-pack. But if you already have Goliath and Demona, why do you... It's aggravating. Again, I know their line must go up for the companies, but Armando and NECA the only companies producing gargoyles? No, Beast Kingdom. Thank you, Drew. No, Kyojo. Now I'm blanking on all the company names. We got Mondo, NECA's on hold. We have Iron Studios. We have PCS. I'm pretty sure I'm blanking on somebody. No, those are the 3 big ones, yeah. And who knows for the future, because Disney is looking like they're handing out licenses like candy. So if there's a company that you like that makes really good figures, bother them to get the Gargoyles license. Because if Disney's going to start handing out licenses, we get more gargoyle stuff. Sadly, the worst action figure I own, but not just because of the style, it just happened to be a pile of junk. Joints couldn't hold itself up. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that bites. I bought that 2-pack specifically for that Phoenix Gate, so I was bitter about it. See, it's. I knew it wouldn't just be me, but I know it's a line must go up thing with these companies and but it's there. Right there is a situation. To bring it back to last week's live stream, they didn't have essentially somebody who was in tune with the fandom helping them make decisions. It was literally, how can we make money by, giving this piece and this piece, scattered about so that people have to buy this product. It's like, no, if you give them this character, they'll get the piece that they want and they will still put down money. One great way to make the line falter is start repeating characters after only... Actually, how many characters did they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 figures before they started repeating? Are you kidding me? 12 figures. And they started repeating characters. Like, if this is a thing where NECA's not coming back because of other monetary things, that would be the reason. 12 characters and they started repeating characters. No. Actually, it's even 12 characters and we already knew that they were coming out with the Sega version of Goliath. And oh my god. It was actually less than 12 figures before they repeated Goliath. Oh, but here's the Sega version. Okay, great. Can you do this later on or something? Can we get this stuff sorted out first before you start repeating? There you go, 12 characters. And they had 4 repeats. I count Sega Goliath as a repeat. It's just because it's the same character, just a repaint. Theolog at least is a different character. I know it's just a repaint of the Goliath, but they had 4 repeat characters after only 12 different ones. That's... Who was making the decisions at NECA here? The more you think about it, the more you go, oh, the line must be dead because NECA just made mistake after mistake after mistake here. That makes me think ever they will release a series on Blu-ray. What's up with that? I hope they release it on Blu-ray. I really do. But given, like, when you look at everything else that just Disney is releasing, they're kind of fading away, I believe, from DVD and Blu-ray sales. It's a little like they try to make their money. I don't even know what they're doing. I honestly don't know. Companies that are releasing like movies and stuff, they'll keep it in the theaters for like for a very short period of time and then stick it in DVD and Blu-ray as fast as possible. And then that kind of disappears almost just as quickly. I don't know what these companies are doing. I think they're pushing too hard for streaming. They just want to, it's like, oh yeah, look here, it's in theaters. Oh yeah, look here, it's on physical copy. And by the way, now here it's on streaming and that's the only place you can now watch it. I think they're really trying to push for streaming instead because that is technically the cheapest option for these companies. Because think about it, they don't have to make a DVD. They don't need to, you know, make the reel to stick it into like they don't need to do any of that. They just need to essentially upload it to a computer and, you know, then everyone can watch it. So I don't have high hopes for a Blu-ray. I just, honestly, if somebody has a lead on where to get Season 2, Volume 2 on DVD, because unfortunately, I don't know how I did this. I'm going to blame not only my move, but also Diamond. I have lost one of the discs to Season 2, Volume 2. So I unfortunately need to replace that. So if anyone has a lead on where to get that, please let me know. Because as I'm doing these episode reviews, eventually it's going to bite me in the ass that I don't have that disc. Can we get a no-neck Brooklyn? Is it wrong that I kind of want one? I know it is the worst figure we have ever seen. And in case, I'm sure everyone here has seen No Neck Brooklyn. Of course, I have my mic right in front of my keyboard. I need a drawer or something. But yeah, for people who haven't seen this, it is too funny. Like, look at this thing. It's terrifying. But yeah. An updated version of this, I'm actually not really against. I don't know why. God, they did Brooklyn so bad. They did them dirty on this. And yes, of course I have one. But yeah. But all because of the jaw moving action here. Like, just give us a regular Kenner. What? Kenner, what? Yeah. Whatever the gimmick, though, if NECA had redone it, see? Yeah, a ton of companies were trying to push hard for the streaming thing, but I think physical copies are starting to make... Yeah, see, that is the other... That is the one upside. I don't know which generation essentially is pushing for it. It might be ours, because younger generation wouldn't understand. But first of all, we all grew up on physical hard copies of everything. Most of us grew up with like VHS and 8-track and whatever stuff came out, but we're all used to being able to just watch what we wanted. And I think too many from our generation, okay, yeah, we'll watch streaming. That's fine. It's easy. But too many of us have gotten upset at, oh, I want to watch this thing. Oh, the streaming service got rid of it and now I can't watch it. So we've been trying to go back and purchase DVDs and Blu-rays and whatever. And I guess the streaming all these companies, because it's, again, they own their own streaming service, have gone, oh, it's, if you're going to take it away on one side, you have to give it to us on another end. Because... But I will remind everybody that streaming services have also been a little bit notorious for selling a copy through their streaming service. It's like, oh, you've bought this. And then one day going, yeah, we don't want you to have it anymore, and take it back, despite the fact that you purchased it. You didn't rent it, you purchased it. So I think companies are noticing kind of that pushback. So again, if something comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, get it on physical copy, because they're fickle. These companies are fickle. They will give and take as they please. So better to have some... Heck, I have a downloaded copy of the animated Spider-Man from the 90s, because I don't think they ever released that on DVD. And right now I don't have access to Disney Plus. Mind you, I got this like 20 years ago or whatever. But it was just like, this is really... Because for how many years you couldn't watch animated Spider-Man? Somebody went and downloaded every single episode and stuck it out on DVDs, and I could watch it whenever the heck I wanted. Because... And plus now streaming services are turning right back into cable again. I don't know if anyone heard the news. Disney Plus and Hulu are merging. So essentially we're just getting cable all over again. So better to have everything on hard copy. What? Another live stream? Yes. This might be a weekly thing. I'm toying with the idea, but so far I'm liking doing this every week. It's fun. I like talking to you guys. Hi, Diego. Better late than never. It looks like a Kremlin. Kenner cutting costs on No Neck Brooklyn. Yeah. Oh. Just for fun. There it is again. Oh, they did him dirty. I thought, honestly, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, because they didn't know how to, deal with a beak, that this is the way it turned out. And then it's like, oh no, we wanted his jaw to move. And I still need to find myself a Junker Ice Storm Brooklyn. I do thankfully have a in-box Ice Storm Brooklyn, but I want a Junker one, so it doesn't need to come with the missiles and stuff. At least the wings and tail, because those are the most often missing pieces. Or I swear people purposely take them off and sell them separately to get more money. If you're one of those people, you are a bad person. But yeah, just a Junker piece. I don't need the missiles. Just so that I can somehow remove the icicles from his body and then repaint him in his red colors. So that we can have a Kenner, not broken neck Brooklyn. It's a big project, but I'm tempted to... I want to do it. I will spend time making that Brooklyn. That's not Brooklyn, and that's Brooklyn from Gersberms. Nice. If they ever came out with a movie, I hope they do it in animation, kind of like how they did Spider-Verse or K-pop Demon Hunters. That way all the VO actors can reprise their roles. All except for Ed, unfortunately, and probably a few others. Rest in peace to those guys. They did fantastic jobs. But yeah, as much as some people seem to be excited for a live action Gargoyles, I don't want live action. Everything wants to go live action so they can CGI and so they can use AI and all that other stuff. Give me old school animation. They did it for DuckTales. Just do that. Just do for Gargoyles what they did for DuckTales, and I'll be happy. Give me that. Even if they have to get new voice actors, sign of the time, whatever, that's fine. Although always bring some oldies back. That always does well too. I would prefer them to bring back as many of the OG voice actors as possible, but the one issue, and I saw this with X-Men 97. Granted, I didn't watch all of X-Men when it first aired in the 90s, but I did watch X-Men 97. And Cal Dodd, by the way, if you ever get a chance to meet Cal Dodd, jump on it. He is the sweetest man ever, but he plays Wolverine. He played Wolverine in the original X-Men, and he played Wolverine in X-Men 97. His voice has aged, so when you listen to Wolverine speak, it sounds like he's much older, even though X-Men 97 is supposed to be taking place, I think, like right after the original X-Men aired, so you can hear it in his voice. If some of the Gargoyles characters sound like a little bit older, I'm not against, because the upside is we have the excuse of, well, the story's been continuing in the comics, and 5 years have passed. Of course they sound a little older. Upside with Jeff Bennett, Brooklyn's aged 40 years, so that's not an issue there. But yeah, if the characters sound a little bit older, that's fine, because yeah, we've had 5-10 years of comic stories, that sort of thing. But if they sound too old than their character, then it takes you out of the show. So every time I heard Wolverine speak, I'm like, sir, you sound like you're 80. And it's because he is. Digital rights management nonsense, yeah, see. VHS, I grew up on the RCA Selectavision, basically a record player that could play video. It's possible my parents had that, but for me, nope. If we did have it, I would have been like, what is this obsession with live action? Honestly, I don't know. I think too many people think that, oh, it's a cartoon, it's for kids, and if that were the case, South Park wouldn't be a thing. That's my... If you're an adult and you watch South Park, you like cartoons, and it means cartoons are not all meant for kids, okay? Just get over the fact that it's animated. Has Been Hotel, definitely not for kids, and it's animated. Get over it. Just because it's animated doesn't mean it's for kids. Dennis Hopper as Browser. Or as Bowser. Browser. Dennis Hopper as Bowser. Oh my god, yes. The live action Mario Bros. I loved that. It's so bad. I love it. Yoshi was a choice. But yeah, I know it's bad, but I love that live action Mario. Love it. I tried to do a more proper Brooklyn with the Ice Storm one, but I never quite completed it. It's painted, but I couldn't attach his wings properly. By the way, I used the wings from the Ugly figure. Yeah, I know, that's what I want. The total Ice Storm Brooklyn, like the Ice Storm wings and the Ice Storm tail, that is fine. I'll figure out something to customize it completely. But yeah, it's possible when they made the upgrade between No Neck Brooklyn and Ice Storm Brooklyn, they changed something on the back for the wings and stuff, and so it doesn't fit. I don't know. I can't take mine out of the box. I can't check. I cannot confirm this. But no, I want a Junker one, and I have a blast with it. The problem is getting a Junker still costs like $40 American. I'm like, it's out of the box, it's missing pieces, and it's scratched. Like, how are you charging for it? Oh, but no, I don't care that it's rare. It's a Junker. If I go to a convention and find this, I'd probably, pay, $10 just for the figure. The problem is people go, oh, it's Gargoyles, it's 30 years old, I'm going to up the price on it. And that's a thing that happens there. Whew. I didn't realize how I can start feeling it a little bit of how much I'm talking. That's the one downside of chat-based like live streams. Granted, it would get probably like busy as heck if you guys could actually like chat, but sometimes it's nice to have like that 2-second break so that somebody could ask their question with their voice, and I you know, it's not just me. Thanks, Diamond. I'm gonna start putting that on my posts. If something is, you know, if I'm gonna complain about something on my post, it's gonna be thanks, Diamond. We're gonna get this going. We're gonna get people asking what the heck does thanks, Diamond mean. We're gonna get like just everyone forcing them to come to the live stream to see what the heck thanks, Diamond means. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make this trend on Twitter. I gotta go, but appreciate the live stream. Try to catch more. Thanks, Narib. Thanks for coming by. It's been a blast. Oh, guys, we have half an hour left. Oh, that's it already. Time is flying by. I know, and yet they're gliding by. We'll go by that because it's gargoyles. But yes, half an hour to go. Oh, sorry. Just really, I didn't realize how much I was talking and how thirsty I got. Last time I drained that thing because I had been talking so much. And honestly, I'm not used to talking for like 2 hours straight nonstop. Maybe one of these days my throat will get used to it, but right now, week per week, probably not. Ooh, okay. 1, 2, scare everybody. I can't get over it. I'm sorry. Avalon, favorite Avalon World Tour episode. Oh. Now I have to try and recall all of them because there's half of season 2 is just Avalon. I mean technically it's the world tour because they weren't back in Manhattan, and technically it's not, but future tense. They were still on the world tour at that point, and that whole kerfuffle. But if we're going to go by location based, because that one is a technicality. Yeah, I'm gonna show my bias here and probably grief when they go to Egypt. I'm showing my bias again. Hangs around my neck every week. I can't help it. I want to say I watched that one as a kid. I can't remember. I do have just the remembering going, oh my gosh, they went here. So I have a feeling it was for grief. So I have a feeling I watched that one as a kid. So yeah, that love was ingrained at a young age. But if I want to do one without my bias, oh god, I'm blanking on the name of the episode. I'm blanking. Okay, I'm blanking on the name of the episode, but it's when they meet the London Clan. That I think would be taking my bias out of everything. London Clan. That picture of Nona. I honestly, I would count future tense, but happy to hear grief represented too. Yeah, guys, like, tell me your. I know this has got a bit of a delay, but tell me your favorite Avalon Tour episode. I know a lot of people hate the Avalon World Tour because they like kind of went too long, but yeah, MIA. Thank you. It should have been obvious, but yeah. Honestly, I'm tempted to keep a picture of No Neck Brooklyn saved in the list here of pictures, just so every now and then I can give people a jump scare. I know it's not really a jump scare, but it's just it's amusing to me how bad that figure is. And just every now and then it just kind of gets quiet in the chat and boom, no Nick Brooklyn is just going to show up to scare you. Just like, I don't know if anyone's noticed, at the bottom of the screen, I have my potato Goliath hanging out with us because I found him too adorable for my very clearly, advanced art skills. But I found him adorable and like he's going to hang out in the chat. And if I decide to do another live stream next week, which I'm kind of leaning towards, because like I said, this is a blast. I have so much fun with you guys. I might make the announcement not with Potato Goliath, but maybe a potato version of one of the other characters. I'm tempted. I can't draw for the life of me, as you can tell, but I'm tempted. Ooh, Kingdom. Kingdom's yeah. See, normally I would go, yeah, Kingdom's gonna be one of my favorites because it's a Brooklyn heavy episode. But I have no qualms about that episode. It's just I'm trying to avoid, it's like, oh, but I like this one, bias. This one, bias. I'm like, okay, what's one where I have absolutely no bias to it? And Walkabout, yeah. Walkabout, I kind of remember that one as a kid and slightly being confused about that one, and then watching it as an adult going, yeah, I can see why I was confused as a kid. They essentially, they did some funny stuff there. But yeah, they took a trip for sure. Pendragon, yeah. See, Eye of the Storm, MIA, yeah, Mark of the Panther. I keep forgetting about Eye of the Storm. I don't know why, but that one's definitely one of my favorites up there too. See, that's the thing. Yeah, the Avalon World Tour went on for quite a bit of time, but now but also it was opening the door for us to get the the Disney action universe that Eisner wanted. So it was Greg and company going, okay, how many doors can we open so that, depending on what Disney wants to do, we can go, oh, we already opened that door with this episode. So you can just throw these, you can start off with these characters, or you can start off, in this time period. You can do all of that because we opened, 30 doors for you. It was a 52 episode season, and at least half the season was just them opening doors showing, oh yeah, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. The New Olympians was going to be, again, its own spin-off thing, so they had to open that door. Oh yes, the green is okay for me. And again, I don't know if I would consider this one a bias. I mean, we're watching a show called Gargoyles, so we obviously like the Gargoyles probably more than all the other characters. But any episode where they revealed new gargoyles gets top of the list for me. Just because, oh yeah, here's a new clan, here's a new style, here's a new this, and all that stuff. I am, again, blanking on episode name, but when they go to Ishimura and meet the Japanese gargoyles, like, I loved any episode where they revealed new gargoyles. I think it would have gone better if they had mixed in more episodes back with the Manhattan Clan to break things up again. Yes, at least that. I think Greg even said, like, they were working on the Avalon series and kind of went, oh, wait, we kind of need to go back and show everyone what the boys back home are doing. Whoops, we kind of forgot about them. But yeah, I think a little bit more of, I guess because technically Goliath is our hero, Elisa is our hero, the show kind of follows them, so obviously, yeah, it is going to show them more. And I guess because essentially how stories work is all the problems and everything follow your heroes, and as much as, Hudson and the trio are our heroes as well, they are supporting cast in that sense. So essentially the problems followed Goliath and Elisa, even though they were going around, but the problems followed them and kind of left home. Although we had how many still problems back in Manhattan for the rest of the clan to deal with. So Bushido, thank you. So yeah, it would have been nice had they broken up the Avalon World Tour. Keep the same amount of episodes. Heck, give us more episodes in total. But yeah, thrown in like every 5 or so episodes. Hey, by the way, back in Manhattan. Just a little bit, yeah, because I don't even know, like, how long did they go without hearing from the Manhattan clan? Like, let's see. Because I'm sure somebody has a list of episodes. Yeah, here we go. No, that's season 1. I want season 2. Wikipedia's not being nice to me. Mirror, Silver Falcon. Okay, Avalon Part 1. So we were out already episode 21. So almost halfway. So that's 1, 2, 3. We went 10 episodes before we got back to the Manhattan clan. That, yes, thank you, Sean. But yeah, so that's a bit of time. Like, if you add up the time, 3, 6, 9, that's 3 hours, give or take. If you're watching, episodes back to back. I mean, that's, I can't remember how they were going 1 episode a day, I believe, back then. So you went 2 whole weeks without seeing the Manhattan clan, the Hudson and the trio. That's a long time, especially, I mean, you're a kid, so you're going, if Broadway's your favorite, you're going, why haven't we heard about Broadway in a while and all that stuff? So that's a chunk of time. And then to not forget, so they go to Kingdom and then they go right back to the tour. See, they did better in the second bit. They only had a 3 episode tour before we go back to Manhattan. And I think another 10. Yeah, another 10. So they did 10, 3, and 10. They probably could have done a better job breaking that up, but kind of wish that Disney revived Gargoyles back in 2004 for the 10-year anniversary. That was a perfect time to conclude the series with another season 3 or another 3 seasons. I wish, but unfortunately, part of not bringing back Gargoyles was the down numbers in season 3, in the original season 3 that we got, the bad season 3. Viewership was down, so essentially that's why it got canceled. Viewership was down, Disney's not making its money, and so cancel it. Plus other shows and whatever. I should probably make a video on why Gargoyles was canceled, but I know people don't want to hear much about that. But anyway, so for them, it's like, why would they bring back a dead show, especially during 2004? Yeah, it's 10th anniversary. That's great for us, but we're not the generation spending the money yet. We have jobs at that age and whatever, because we all would have been, if you were watching the show at like 8 years old, you would have been 18 having a job, but you weren't the money maker yet. It's wait until the generation has spending money and then it comes back. Things don't come back randomly. Things are timed so that they can make the most amount of money. I must mention that the first time I saw Future Tense, I was like, what with all the things happening in the episode? I would love that one to be a 2-part episode to maintain the thrill and the suspense. Yes. if there's any episode that like needs to be redone, please bring back future tense and let Puck have his fun with that. Like that could have been amazing. But unfortunately, Disney was kind of against multi-part episodes. Because remember, this was a time when this is a time where it's like we just want to air episodes. We don't want to have to deal with storylines or anything. We just this is the 2-hour block that we're airing episodes. What do you mean we can't air this one because the story of this one? What do you mean there's an order to these things? So Disney was against multi-parter ones because it meant they had to show it in a certain order, and if one of the episodes in that multi-parter had to be sent back because of animation errors, it meant they had to do reruns instead. And there was something about how reruns were done back then, and that whole kerfuffle, you couldn't just show a rerun and then go back to it was a whole bloody mess. So yeah, Disney did not like multi-parters. There was a show idea where the characters were actually going to be thrown in the story of Macbeth, and Greg wanted at least a 2-parter, and Disney was like, no, you need to finish this in 20 minutes. It's like, that's not possible, so we're just not going to do the episode. And it was supposed to be aired, I think, after Vendettas, if I remember correctly. Also, Gargoyles is the show that Disney doesn't know what to do with. Yeah, like they liked it. Eisner liked it. He wanted to do the Disney action universe starting with Gargoyles, but at the same time they opened the doors, but then once people started leaving and blah blah blah, it's what do we do with this? And that was kind of it. Hi Evan Star. Gargoyles live action would be the only live action remake I wouldn't mind. Honestly, Simon. I saw Sean's name, Simon. I'd still mind it. I love this franchise to bits. I will spend as much money as possible on supporting this franchise, but I am against live action. They have enough live action. And plus we've seen how Disney handles some of its live action. Like, how can you call Lion King live action when it's still all technically animation? It's CG. It's there's not one real animal there. Like, and then they kind of missed the mark on Beauty and the Beast. They really missed the mark on Snow White. But it's live action. I don't care. I don't need live action to bring something back. Just animate it. Like, it's to stop hiring. Essentially, you want to save money on doing animation, stop hiring these, big name actors. We don't need a Chris Hemsworth or a Scarlett Johansson to voice these characters. Just get us actual voice actors and you'll save a ton of money on making an animated show again. Just yeah, see, I'm guessing they want live action so that they can bring in big names. And I kind of hate that they did this, as much as I love the franchise. They did Transformers 1. They did a purely Transformers movie, no humans, which was great. And the main characters were all big name actors. And not saying that they did a bad job. The actors did a great job on their characters and everything. But guaranteed that movie cost 10 times as much as it should have, because, we need the Hemsworth attached to this. We need the Scarlett Johansson attached to this. We need this guy attached to this. Because, people are attracted to the actor versus the stories. Like, if you give us a good story, you can get Joe Blow from down the street to voice act it. I don't care. Give us a good story. But they've been doing we need this big name actor behind the movie, and then they don't care about the storyline. what was the movie? It was Over the Hedge, I believe. So we're talking, I don't even know what year. And every big name you could think of for that time is in that movie. And I couldn't tell you what that movie was about. I mean, it's been forever and a day too since I've seen it. But Bruce Willis was in it. What's her face? Yeah, what's her face? That really narrows it down, doesn't it? She's Avril Lavigne is in it. Like literally just anybody who was a big name back then, and couldn't tell you the story. Could not tell you the story behind that movie. Also, you're taking jobs from talented animators and writers. Yeah. Voice actors usually get snubbed out of voice roles for these remakes anyway. I've changed my mind on it now just for that. Unfortunately, there is a voice actor that I'm you know, if we're at a convention, you know, he knows who I am and everything. And he is in Rise of the Beasts for Transformers. Of course, there's going to be another Transformers thing. There are no Gargoyles conventions. Transformers conventions are what I do, but so obviously Rise of the Beasts, it's all again these big name actors. Although Peter Cullen essentially just does Optimus at this point, so I wouldn't even consider him like a big name in that sense, but it's, you know, we got OG Optimus. But anyway, this voice actor is one of the few no names, if you want to call him that. But it's just that thing of, even he's gone, like, I'm the only not, you know, silver screen actor in this thing. He's part of it. I think he even says, like, I don't even know how I got the part. He's a fantastic voice actor, but he's the only not big name in that credit list, despite the fact that he has voiced Transformers in the past. They just want big names. They think that, and for some people, yeah, that is the draw. Oh, I want to see so-and-so in this. Like, are you really seeing so-and-so in this movie, though? You're not. You're just hearing their voice. I can get wanting, you know, to go see Bruce Willis in a movie if it's him on the screen. But if he's not on the screen, you're watching his voice. Why are you going to see, you're not seeing him, so what's the point? That's just me. Joe Blow is the only acceptable person to take over Hudson for the revival. I'm hoping that there is somebody who's a voice actor who has a decent sense of humor that will change their acting name to Joe Blow just for shits and giggles. I kind of voice actors are a hilarious bunch, most of them, and so yeah, I would love to see one of them just for fun change their name to Joe Blow. Should correction, you're hearing his voice. Like, the thing is, and part of the problem was when COVID hit and everything was shut down, all these on-screen actors went, well, how do I keep making money? Despite the fact they have bloody millions, and they turned their sights to voice acting and kind of screwed over all the actual voice actors. Like, I'm sorry, The Rock plays The Rock. He can call himself, you know, by his actual name of Dwayne Johnson, but when that man acts, he is just him. I want character actors, not just Kevin. I am blanking on his name. Essentially, the other guy that always plays alongside The Rock. I know it's Kevin something. He plays himself. The squealy short man. And now I gotta get that in an animated version? Like, no. Give me a Greg Berger. Give me a Keith David. Sally Richardson. Like, give me these guys who actually know how to act with their voices. It's acting with your body is technically easy because you're giving out a line and you get to put your whole body into whatever emotion that you're trying to showcase. Acting with just your voice is a whole other ball game, and a lot of these actors, you can see that that doesn't translate for them. So granted, a lot of them don't even have like acting skills. It's just, oh, they were famous here, we're going to keep using them. But anyway, Kevin Hart, thank you. Kevin Hart. I knew it. I'm like, there's oh, Kevin Conroy, our Batman, may he rest in peace. I'm so sad I never got to meet him before he passed. Will we get good Batmans since his passing? Yeah, 100%. We will get good Batmans. Will we get a Batman like him? No, probably not for a while. We're going to have to, again, with this whole thing of we would need a big name instead of somebody who's actually talented. It'll be a while before we get a Kevin Conroy level actor to give us our Batman, to give us a proper on-screen Batman. Go have fun with it. You can do whatever the heck you want. But animation Batman, there's it's big shoes to fill. And I'm going to be picky as heck. It doesn't help that Kevin Conroy was my Batman growing up, so. Yeah, see, it's definitive Batman. When it comes to even comparing him to live action, Kevin Conroy is Batman. A lot of if you look at all the live action guys, they all did fine jobs. I enjoyed every single iteration of a live action Batman. But the funny thing is, and I know this isn't Batman, but I've only seen one actor be able to make the switch between the superhero and the alter ego. So, oh my god, and I'm blanking on his name. No, I'm not gonna. I hate that I'm blanking on so many names right now. Okay, so, Christopher Reeve, in my mind, has been the only actor to be able to play both versions of his character perfectly. Okay, he did Superman perfectly, and he did Clark Kent perfectly. And you can see, and if you watch and see him in a scene where he has to make that switch almost immediately, it is perfection. So now to bring it back to Batman, Michael Keaton did a great job, but honestly, I see him more as a Bruce Wayne than a Batman. And if you go down the line, and just me, whatever, but each character can either play Batman really well or Bruce Wayne really well, but not both. For that's what I'm getting. The closest, I think the closest we ever got to somebody who did both very well, and I'm probably going to get blasted for this. But I think Ben Affleck was the closest we got to somebody playing both Batman and Bruce Wayne really well. But he also played an entirely different Batman, so that could be why. You guys can drag me for that, I don't care. But I think when it comes to playing both, like he kind of did it best. Christian Bale's Batman was great, but I don't really see him as a Bruce Wayne. Like, he came close too, but you know, Kevin Conroy did both perfectly, and Christopher Reeve for his Superman did both perfectly. Superhero movies are not easy, so the fact that in my mind really no one has been able to do both perfectly, Thank you, KO Joe. Thank you. It was an entirely different Batman. People can rip it apart all they want, but I hope you guys aren't just agreeing with me because it's me. I expect pushback. But yeah, like, were the movies done that great? They're not my favorites, but I'm just looking at the way the characters were played. And I have to go back to my list because you can see how much I pay attention to actor names. Henry Cavill. You know what? I'm okay with his Superman. I'm okay with his Clark Kent. I didn't really see a distinction. He kind of played both the same, you know? Perfect suit, and both Bruce Wayne and Batman are quite good. See? But yeah, like, Henry Cavill, great actor. If you guys have never seen it, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I highly suggest going to see that, not just because Henry Cavill does a great job. It is a great movie, but you get to see his bloody range. I didn't really see it when he played Superman, so Ben Affleck did better than I expected him to. I thought he was going to ruin it, but he didn't. See? Just because an actor does horribly in one movie doesn't mean they're going to do horribly in the next one. I mean, we've Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. We saw him play Green Lantern, and we all bloody hated that. And then he came back and did Deadpool, and just, you know, blew it out of the water. Same with what's his face and playing Captain America, did fantastic. But when he played what's his face from Fantastic Four. Although I gotta go rewatch that movie. It's been a while. You know. Oh my goodness, it is 8 o'clock. You guys had me rambling for like the past half hour straight. I told you I ramble. And this is why I lose my voice at the end of these. I can feel the strain, but it's worth it. I love it. So I am going to wrap this up. You guys have been a blast on this one. I'm unsure if I'm doing another live stream next week. Keep an eye on like my Twitter or my Facebook or Blue Sky or whatever. If I can post a picture with the announcement, it'll be there. I'll probably make the announcement by like Monday or Tuesday. But I'm leaning right now towards a yes. And as always, at the same time, so we'll get that consistency. Chris Evans, thank you. But yeah, so that is it for now. As always, you guys, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, be the good that you want to see in the world. And I hope to see you all next week because this is fun. So until the next one, guys, yeah, bye, have a good night, and yeah, be good to yourselves, take care of yourselves, and all that fun stuff. Bye.